Welcome to my next UFC predictions videos. We have UFC 311 taking place on Saturday, January 18th, currently scheduled to be at the Intuit Dome. And to all of you that are dealing with the wildfire situation, my heart goes out to you. So it's very possible due to that this card gets moved to the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I'm just going to give my predictions for the main card. And remember, as always, that the card is subject to change. But before I get into my predictions, I just want to cover a few things. First, if you're a fan of the UFC, which I hope you are, you're watching this video and you like prediction videos as well as reaction videos, and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you hammer fist that like button, share this video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are regarding my predictions for UFC 311, predictions that you have of your own, future fights that you want to see, and future fight predictions, and what were your top fights of 2024 and your favorite fighters of 2024 and fighter of the year. All that stuff and more, anything you got, put in the comment section. And remember, as always, I react to fights as well. What I'll do about an hour to an hour and a half after the card is over with, the main card, of course, I'll post my first reaction. Typically, it's the main event of the evening, unless, of course, there's a crazy fight or I get a copyright claim, which means it'll take me 48 hours to post that video from when I try to upload it, and then I'll have to pivot to the next best option, which would probably be the co-main event of the evening or the other fight that's scheduled for this, the main fight, essentially. So most likely the main event of the evening, but come back about an hour to an hour and a half after this card is over with, and I'll have at least one reaction ready, and that'll be one per day, usually at 7 o'clock in the morning, Central Standard Time. And then at the end of this video, with about 20 seconds left, I'll put my newly uploaded 2024 fight reaction highlight reel right there, where it shows all my fight reaction, good, fun reactions, not the whole fight. Although there were a couple fights that, because of some editing issues, I included a whole round where I didn't want to do that, like Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison. I only wanted to include like 10 seconds for the finish, but unfortunately, that ended up in there. And then I included the whole first round of Paulo Costa and Robert Whittaker, which I wanted to just include the head kick by Costa, but unfortunately, the whole first round got included in that. And then, of course, Zalhuber versus Rivovic. That third round, that was intentional because that was an awesome round. So check that out, again, with 20 seconds left to go in the video. And then, of course, I'll put my 2023 fight reaction highlight Leo right up there. And I'll put other fight reactions down there and down there. The whole fight, if you want to check it out, probably of Islam Makhachev, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to put at the moment because I haven't actually got to that point yet. So make sure you watch those videos and let me know what your thoughts are. I know those fight reaction highlight reels can be a little bit long, so, comment what you can. What was your favorite fight reaction of mine in the video that you saw? I know you can't see the fight, but you can see my reaction and hear the audio of the fight. And then last, but certainly not least, you're watching the video anyway, so don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV. Kicking things off in the middleweight division, we have Reinier de Ridder versus Kevin Trailblazer Holland. De Ridder's from one championship. He's really good, especially with grappling and submissions, where Kevin Holland is more good with striking. He hates getting taken down, and he's really good at talking, although I haven't heard Kevin Holland talk as much in the last couple fights. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but de Ridder is really good. I think people are underestimating him because right now Kevin Holland's the favorite. Now, I like Kevin Holland a lot. I really do. I think he's more better against more unranked guys, and de Ridder, while not ranked, is really, really good coming off of one championship. Of course, he's had one UFC fight so far against Mershon and beat him. In this fight, Kevin Holland has to land the strikes, and he has to land the hard strikes. If he doesn't, de Ridder's going to get him down, and he's going to submit Kevin Holland. I think he's really good. He's better than Michael Chiesa. Now, I know Kevin Holland beat Michael Chiesa, and Kevin Holland is good at grappling as well, but I don't think he's good with the grappling and submission as good as de Ridder is. So I'm going to pick Reinier de Ridder to win this fight and beat Kevin Holland. Even though I want Kevin Holland to win, I don't think Kevin Holland's going to get the job done, and de Ridder is going to win this contest at UFC 311. Next up in the lightweight division, we have Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. Dariush is coming off a couple of losses. He lost to Charles Oliveira, and then he lost to Sarukian, and then Moicano, Money Moicano. I used to think Moicano was cringe, but I'm actually getting really entertained by Moicano. He does good. He dominated Benoit Saint-Denis, and then he beat Jalen Turner at UFC 300, although Turner did knock him down at the end of the first round, but Turner couldn't stop the takedowns, couldn't stop the grappling. Moicano is money, and I honestly, unfortunately, Beneil Dariush, I think his best days are behind him, and I don't know if Dariush ever wins a fight again in the UFC. I don't know, hasn't looked all that impressive, and I think Renato Moicano, Money Moicano, is going to get the job done. And then next up in the light heavyweight division, we have Jamal Hill versus Yuri Prochazka. I've been so back and forth on this fight. I obviously like Yuri Prochazka a lot more. Jamal Hill has been rather cringe lately, but I know what Jamal Hill can do in the octagon. I saw what he did to Glover Teixeira, where Yuri Prochazka had a hard time against Glover Teixeira and essentially was losing that fight until he got a choke in the last, 30 seconds of the fight. Prochazka's wild. He's crazy. He'll have his hands down unless he's changed his style. And I think Jamal Hill could knock his lights off. And especially Yuri's coming off of two, a TKO and a KO. He got knocked down twice against Alex Pereira. The first time it was a questionable stoppage, but he said he was out for a moment. And then that second fight, Yuri Prochazka had nothing for Pereira. Pereira dominated him, in my opinion. Knocked him down at the end of the first round, and then knocked him out with a head kick in the second round. And I don't know. Yuri, I like him a lot, but with the style that he has, I think Jamal Hill is going to pick Yuri apart. I know I'm not a big fan of Jamal Hill, but if Yuri hasn't changed his style and he goes with the same technique that he's been doing, I don't think he's going to beat Jamal Hill. I can be completely wrong, but I just have a feeling that Yuri's going to get chinned by Jamal Hill. So I'm going to pick Jamal Hill. Don't hate me. If Yuri wins, I'll be happier than hell because I'm not a big fan of Hill, but the more money fight right now if Jamal Hill wins is to have Jamal Hill and Alex Pereira too. And people complain about, John Jones supposedly ducking Tom Aspinall. Well, what about, Alex Pereira currently ducking Magomed Ankalaev right now? I mean, it's kind of what's happening. I mean, obviously you want a more exciting fighter, but Ankalaev's not that boring. He likes to strike. So I don't know. That's off topic though, but I do think Jamal Hill somehow, someway gets the job done, although I won't be disappointed if Yuri wins, because that'll mean Yuri's back, and I don't know, his hands down technique, I don't think it's going to work against Jamal Hill, unless he's changed his style. So again, Jamal Hill. And then in the co-main event of the evening in the Bantamweight division for the Bantamweight Championship of the World, we have the champion, Merab Dvalishvili, versus the undefeated challenger, Umar Nurmagomedov. Obviously, when you hear the name Nurmagomedov, you get scared because you're going to get a good, skilled fighter with grappling. But Umar is actually really good with striking. Not elite, but he's really, really good. Now, honestly, I don't know much about Umar. I think I've only watched him fight one time, and that was against Sandhagen. Maybe he was on in the background before, and I wasn't just paying attention. I mean, the last name should make me pay attention, but... And then you have Merab Dvalishvili, who what he's going to do is he's going to try to clinch with you. He's going to put you up against the cage, and he's going to try to take you down. But you're going against a guy that's trained by, Khabib Nurmagomedov and Islam Makhachev. So this could be a crazy fight. I'm not a big fan of Merab, and I don't know a lot about Umar. But I think Umar is going to get the job done with the slight height advantage. He's got a small reach advantage just with his striking and his ability to potentially take Merab down and maybe get Merab out of there. That would be interesting, and I would love to see it. So I am going to go with Umar to be the new champion in the Bantamweight division. And in the main event of the evening for the UFC Lightweight Championship of the World, the challenger Arman Tsarukyan versus the champion Islam Makhachev 2. First fight, Islam won by decision. Islam got 4 of 9 takedowns where Arman got 1 out of 12. And he did outstrike Islam in that fight. But Islam won. I didn't actually watch that fight, but I hear it was really close. And Arman's kind of like he won't quit kind of mentality. Armin's, been on a roll. He lost to Gamrot once, but he's won like a bunch of fights in between that. He's coming off of a win against Charles Oliveira at UFC 300, where he somehow, some way managed to get out of Oliveira's choke that he had locked on him. And then, of course, the pound for pound number one right now. Well, if you ask me, it's John Jones, but Islam Makhachev, he's coming off of the victory against Dustin Poirier. He's coming off for 2 victories against Alexander Volkanovski, one of which was close. The other one, he made short work of Volkanovski. And then, of course, the fight against Charles Oliveira that he dominated. I think Islam is currently on a whole nother level. He's leap and bounds better than he was, 5 years ago. I think his striking has gotten improved. He's really good, but he's also got that ground game, that Dagestani ground game. Now, Sarukian is really good at, defending stuff and getting out of things, but I don't know if he can stop Islam. I think Islam's going to win this fight. I think he's going to win pretty handily. Now, I could be wrong, but I just don't, Islam's got the height advantage by 3 inches. He doesn't have the reach advantage, but it's close. It's not like Sarukian has a big reach advantage. And I just think Islam gets the job done. Sarukian, if he can take Islam down again, that's a big if, he's going to have to do some damage. Some major damage to Islam. Now, Dustin Poirier did some damage against Islam, but Islam still persevered and actually finished Poirier in the first round. And, of course, he finished, Oliveira. He finished Volkanovski the second time. And then that first fight was really close, and Volkanovski did some damage against Islam. Sarukian needs to do that against Islam in the first or second round and then just keep pummeling him. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think Islam Makhachev is going to win this fight and retain his lightweight championship of the world. So those are my predictions. Again, I will post my reaction to this fight most likely about an hour to an hour and a half after the fight is over with. The quicker the fight goes, the sooner my reaction goes out because I don't have to wait for the computer to upload, all 5 rounds. So I'll do it as fast as I can. If you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure you the Hulk smash the like button, or hammer fist the like button, as I like to say. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on my predictions for UFC 311, predictions that you have of your own, future fight predictions, and future fights that you want to see. And then remember, I'll put my 2024 fight reaction highlight reel right there, and my 2023 fight reaction highlight reel right there. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.